John Eats Cheap doing another one of those dishes that we don't have an exact recipe for, but we love. It's the same every time, but you probably don't make it the same. Mrs. Cheap came home from work one time, a potluck, and she said, oh, this great salsa, fresh salsa, and the guy she worked with told her how to make it, and we made it, and it was awesome. It's tomatoes, green pepper, cilantro, lime juice, onion, salt and pepper, and green olives, which Mrs. Cheap does not like, but she loves it in this. It's kind of, we call it salsa. It's more like a pico, but here's how we make it. Fresh ingredients. Look at that, tomatoes from the garden. Yeah. So I got some aromas as a backup at the store. And this is a jalapeno that stayed too long, so it's red. I've heard that makes it extra hot. Well, we'll find out. It's pretty small, but we're going to put that in there. And also the green pepper, which, by the way, did you know these little tags on your peppers and fruits and vegetables at the store? Government regulations, those are edible. I'm not going to eat it. I never do, but they are edible. By the way, if you're chopping and dicing, you don't have one of these babies, a chopping block, you're crazy. Doing it by hand. This is so easy. Yeah. So tomatoes are diced, and that's a lot of tomatoes. I'm just going to put them in a strainer or a colander and drain a little bit of the juice off while we dice up our other veggies. All right, so here's about half of the green pepper. I'm just going to cut that into manageable dicing portions. Now that jalapeno. So I know it's red, and I've seen people say that makes it hotter. Well, we'll find out, I guess. We like a little heat in our pico. I should probably be wearing gloves because now I'm getting all that heat on my fingers. That's okay. We're going to mince up that jalapeno. No, I don't have great knife skills. We're going to just get it as finely chopped as we can. Very small. Going to add some garlic. By the way, please cut the stems off your garlic. I beg of you. I'm pleading. Please. I'm going to need more than this, so I'm going to get some more cloves here. So we got to get some onion. This is a sweet Vidalia. I actually think the original recipe said a red onion. That's what we used to make it with. But boy, I love these Vidalias. So good. Gonna dice these up as well. I've got my diced up red jalapeno, my diced up garlic, and I'm not kidding you. Just Spanish olives, you know, green olives with the pimento, manzanilla, or whatever they're called. Mince them up. And now the cilantro. And we've used dry cilantro, which does work with this. Because there's so much lime juice in it, it rehydrates it really well. But fresh cilantro is pretty good too. And it's really inexpensive. I mean, I got a whole bag for like 69 cents at the Aldi. So I'm just going to kind of mince that up a little bit. Doesn't have to be real small or fine. Oh, it smells so good and fresh. So now we're ready to make the magic. Look at that. We drained the water or the juice off of the tomatoes. So I got the tomatoes, the onions, and the green pepper. Get them into a bowl. Now this jalapeno, I tested one little dice and it was pretty hot. So I'm not going to put all of it in. We'll save some of that for an omelet or something. There's our green olives, our cilantro, our garlic. One time I made this with a little too much garlic.
Oh my gosh, it was not good.
It was really garlicky. But I think we'll do all right here today. All right. So that's all in. Oh, I got to get my mixing spoon.
We've made big batches where we've done all the different peppers, like yellow and
Oh yeah,
orange.
make it more colorful. And oh, you know what? I got one more thing. I got an avocado.
Oh yeah.
So some fresh squeezed lemon or lime juice. If you don't have it, just use this. That's what we do. I could have fooled you and put it in a container, but I didn't. Salt, and this does need lots of salt. So, you know, it's lots of tomato, and you're going to just salt this to taste. I don't know how much it takes, because we always have to taste it. This is black pepper.
We just know when it's right.
A lot of that as well. We're just going to mix that up. It smells fantastic. And as I've said, this is stuff you can eat on a chip, you can put it on a dish, you can eat it with a spoon. It is that good. So now I'm going to get our avocados and fold
Taste it before you do the
before I
avocado.
do the avocado?
Well, yeah, you got to make sure the salt's right.
All right. This is Mrs. Cheap's recipe, so I don't argue.
Well, you don't want to mix the avocado, over-mix the avocados.
I am going to add a little more salt. It's got a little heat to it. It won't be too much though, Mrs. Cheap. You'll be good.
I'm quite delicate.
The avocado will soak up that heat. I'm confident. All right. I'm good going in with the avocado. Like I said, we call this salsa. It's more like a pico. All I know is it's really, really good. Boy, that avocado is perfect ripeness. Thank you, Aldi.
And if it lasts more than 2 or 3 days, it just gets better as it gets.
Yeah, it's tough to last that long though. This is one of those things you just like pull it out of the fridge, like, oh, grab about 5 chips, pull it out of the fridge, and a great snack. Yeah, that heat's not too bad. It's just perfect, Mrs. Cheap. You will love it. You're going to like it. It's fantastic. I think that's about it. I'm ready to try that with a chip. I want all parts. I got avocado. I got everything there. Love this. If my tomatoes ever come in, I'm making more of this. I'm serious. Homemade. So good. And you know what? This is almost close to a bruschetta. You just replace the cilantro with like basil or Italian seasoning, and it's a bruschetta or bruschetta. Thanks for watching Johnny's Cheap. We are ready to have some fresh salsa pico.